Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. It's your boy Nick Boy. So before this video starts, I just want to say, yes, there will be spoilers in this video. So if you don't want the story spoiled, then just click off the video and stop watching the video, and you can come back once you finish playing A Way Out. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So on June 9th, 2018, I had the time of my life playing A Way Out with my friend Superbird13. Sure, there is other story mode games out there like Life is Strange, but nothing seems to compare with A Way Out. A Way Out is a co-op game where it has a story. Yeah, there is other co-op games like CS:GO, but those types of games don't have stories, but A Way Out does have a story, and it's just beautiful. Pretty much the timeline of this game is first you start out in prison, get the things you need in order to escape prison. Then you actually escape prison, but then later during the escape the zipline breaks and you have to run from the police. You then get away and choose whether to go under the bridge or over the bridge. Then later you get caught, then have to run from police dogs. Then go into old couple's house and either tie them up or release the horses from the barn to get them out of the house. Then change clothes and fix the truck so you could leave. Then, once you're done fixing the truck, the old couple is calling the police, and you have to drive away from the police and shoot them down with good old Betsy. Then once the truck crashes, you get away in a rowboat, then have to paddle down a river. Then the boat breaks and Leo has to save Vincent. Then you go to the trailer park where Leo's family moved to. Play basketball with Alex. Then chase Ray at the construction site in downtown. Then once you catch him, you have to torture him until he gives you the information where Harvey's located. You then rob a gas station because you need money to buy guns in order to kill Harvey. Then you go to Jasmine to buy the guns you need in order to kill Harvey. Then Jasmine was actually an informant for Harvey, then ratted Vincent and Leo out. Then you go to a movie theater where a phone booth is, then you gotta find change so Vincent can make the call to get the plane. Then later, their quote-unquote best hitman came to where they were to try to kill Vincent and Leo. Then once you kill the hitman, you go to the hospitals to see Vincent's kid, but then the cops show up, then there's this cool switching back thing when you're running from the police trying to get on the ground in the hospital. Then go to where the plane is. Then fly to Mexico, then fight lots of Harvey's men and kill Harvey himself. Then fly back to the US to see lots of cop cars surrounding you once you land. Then there's a twist to the story and Vincent was an undercover cop this whole time. Then Leo takes Vincent without the other cops shooting at him in a cop car. Then get into a 1v1 where you can either get an ending where Vincent lives or Leo lives. So, A Way Out is a good game, but bad endings, because I would prefer an ending where both characters live. And A Way Out 2 would pretty much be impossible to make because you would have to make two whole new games to play the rest where Vincent lives or Leo lives. And if that was a thing, I think the sequel where Leo lives would probably be more interesting because he is leaving the country with his family after he killed Vincent. But a prequel of A Way Out would be easier and better because you only have to play one game rather than two games, and it could also be a co-op game where you could play with your friend and play as Harvey or Leo and work together to steal the Black Orlov, and maybe there is more story behind that game as well, so the game could also be called A Way Out the Prequel or something close to that. So back to the ending part, you couldn't really tell Vincent was pretending to be a criminal this whole time because while Vincent was in the phone call with Carol, she complains about him being in prison and saying that this is not the way that their future child wants to remember him. And there is ways you could tell Vincent was pretending to be a fugitive as well, like he wants to release the horses instead of subduing the old couple. I mean, that's still illegal, but it's still a better option than subduing two people if you're an undercover cop. Then when you're at the hospital and the guard comes into the elevator, Vincent wants to talk his way out instead of knocking him out like Leo wanted to. And I think there was more ways Vincent was pretending to be a fugitive, but I can't think of them. So now let's really talk about the other ending choices that are different from the two endings that are in A Way Out. So of course, first we'll talk about endings where both of them live. And also, I am completely aware that there will never be more than two endings in A Way Out. I am just pretending that there's more endings. So Vincent is a cop, right? Maybe if he got the gun before Leo did, there will be an option where you could aim your gun and shoot him, obviously. And there's also a choice where you could arrest him, so that way Vincent lives and Leo lives too, but he just goes back to prison. It would look like something like this. Okay, so there's other endings that could happen where both Vincent and Leo lives. It's just not the ending I mentioned. So what about if Vincent and Leo grab the gun at the same time? Let me show you a video on that. So in that video, it looks like they both got the gun at the same time, but apparently Vincent was the one who got it. I'm assuming it was just RNG that made it so Vincent got the gun. But maybe if this was different, once both characters grab the gun at the same time, maybe there is another button mashing game where you try to grab it but then accidentally throw it over the building, then they sort of just run away, then Vincent comes back home safe, and then Leo gets to his family, and then they leave the country. So it'll pretty much be a lot like both current endings combined, just without the funeral part, or Vincent coming to Leo's home, or Leo coming to Vincent's home. So pretty much there's not any other endings I could think of where both characters live. I mean, I thought of a few more, just that they aren't as good as the two I thought of. And yes, I know these endings will never be in the game, we're just pretending they are in a way out. Now, what about an ending where both characters die? I know some people have thought about this, and what if there was endings where both Vincent and Leo died? So let's think of a few endings where both characters die. So the first ending where both Vincent and Leo dies would be sort of like the ending I mentioned earlier, when there's an ending where both of them live, where both characters get to the gun at the same time. There's a button mashing game when they're grabbing it from each other, and then where the MP5 was, there was another part of the building where they fall down, then the MP5 is on the edge again. Then when characters get it at the same time, they play the button mashing game again, and then they fall over to the edge, and Vincent and Leo dies. Then that's the ending where both of them die, and I cannot think of any more endings where both of them die. If you guys can think of any endings where both of them die, please let me know in the comments, because I would like to know. And some people might think that there will be a possible ending where maybe where Leo gets the gun and he says, "Oh, I can't do it," and kind of gets emotional. Well, that would never happen, because Leo trusted Vincent like he trusted Harvey, and Leo had no problem killing Harvey at the mansion, so obviously he wouldn't care if Vincent was dead. So obviously shooting him is no hesitation. And Vincent cannot do the same thing either, because he's a cop. He cannot just let a criminal get away. And unfortunately, there cannot be a sequel to A Way Out, because they would have to go make two whole new games, one for Vincent and one for Leo. But a prequel would be possible, though, where you could play as Leo or Harvey, and it's a co-op game as well, like how they stole the Black World off, and it would just be an interesting game. It could be called A Way Out Before It Happens, or something like that, because the prequel to Life is Strange is called Life is Strange Before the Storm. So yeah, everyone, that'll wrap up everything for this video today. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and also don't forget to leave a comment, because the more likes and comments my videos get, YouTube will recommend my videos to other people. And also subscribe, as it does help a lot. Bye. And also ring the bell so you know whenever I upload a video. And bye. See you in the next video.